At the end of every day, look at yourself in the mirror and ask, did I get better today? Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better. If you do that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how much better will you be? Are you getting better every single day? That's the real question. And it all comes down to taking small steps. You don't have to accomplish everything in one day or even 1 week. Just focus on getting a little better every single day.
And welcome back to another episode of Real Estate AF, where the AF stands for And Finance. And I'm your host, Mark Jones, and we are powered by LoanBot, smarter mortgage matching, now available on the App Store and Google Play. And today we kind of take a pause, take a step back, and look at our past so that we can hopefully predict the future in what we're doing. And when many people think buying your first home, you think it's a math equation. You think it's a math decision. Do the numbers work? Does this work? When in fact, it's realistically a very messy, a very emotional, and a process that you probably get the most bad advice from every single person that you come in contact with, because every situation is different. So that being said, I brought along two folks that we're actually going to be swapping our first-time homebuyer journeys, and kind of give you all a roadmap of what worked, what didn't work, what things we could do differently. And I'm sure we'll be talking about plenty more than that. But without further ado, let me introduce my guests today. We've got Matt, Reyna. What's going on?
What's up, brother? How you
How
doing?
are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, blessed, man.
Amen to that. And then we've got Zach Enriquez. What's up,
Newly
man?
Enriquez.
Newly Enriquez. Yeah, that's a fun story. Maybe we'll put it in the outtakes, but we got the whole thing. So guys, as we kick this thing off, definitely your first time on my show, I would like you each to have an opportunity to tell us who you are. We're now up to, JC, if you can throw that on the screen real quick. Matter of fact, the previous episode, we didn't get to do this. We were just under 40,000, but we have surpassed 40,000 subscribers and we're knocking on the door of 41,000. So thank you guys for continuing to like, subscribe, share. They told me that you can't make mortgage sexy. And I said, how about that?
Said hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my, yeah. No, I don't drink beer these days, but I do partake in other herbal things. So hold this.
Cool.
But yeah, guys, who wants to start?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm from the south side of San Antonio.
Okay.
Grew up in the Palo Alto area. I tell people all the time that, my family's still over there, my friends, my mom is still over there, as a matter of fact. And I guess growing up, man, I didn't even think about owning a home, like when I was entering adulthood, I guess.
Well, let's go back. No, you're not getting off that anymore. So you grew up here, San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
You're now a realtor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us more about that journey. Give me a good little description of what led you into.
Yeah. We can just like tear that open
let's sum it up. Let's sum it up to key points. What key milestones, I should say.
Oof.
What industry were you in before real estate?
I sold cars.
Okay, very good.
So I've been in sales all my life.
Okay.
So I started sales at Radio Shack.
Okay, very good. Boom. Okay.
I don't know if a lot of the viewers know what radio.
Many
radio
probably
Shack
don't.
is.
They're not around anymore.
Exactly.
But
So
they-
the one on Shopper City Mall, I was on Military in Pleasanton.
Okay.
Okay, so there. Before that, though, I was working at Bill Miller's.
Me too. That was my first.
So
I think that was all of our
first gigs,
That
right?
was my first real job.
For about-
Wait a minute. When did you work there?
Dude, every job that he's going to mention besides Radio Shack, we've done together.
So
Okay.
what-
I worked there when we were 17 or 16.
Same
like
here,
that.
yeah.
which one did you work at? Bar Light?
I worked
so.
at Days of Allah
The
in
one by
1604.
South End?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I worked there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That was a terrible one.
Bro, yeah. So the story, so to kind of get in context, the story of Matt and Zach, we've been best friends since 6th grade.
That's awesome.
We went to Kaizen Middle School together, went to South San.
Okay.
During high school, though, he started playing football. I started playing basketball. So we kind of drifted apart a little bit. But then after, it kind of became tight again. Well, figuring out life, we've always shared notes with each other.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey man, I hear that so-and-so's hiring. And he's like, well, cool. Do you think you can get me in?
Yeah.
And we've done that
For years.
to this day. To this day.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm like, hey man, Mark's gonna have me on the podcast.
That's
You want
awesome.
to come? You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? So we've done that this whole time. You know, we're 37 now. So we've been best buds since, you know,
Almost 21 years.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like
You know
that.
what I'm saying? So it's funny because I tell my people too, man, like my circle is tight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you can check the resume. It goes all the way back to middle school, elementary.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell
know
you
what I'm
one
saying?
thing that's very tough to find, and this is just from my perspective, is people in your life that have been around for a long time have basically seen your journey, maybe even been a part of your
man.
journey,
Front row seat. Definitely.
that continue to applaud your successes and pick you up on your failures.
Mhm.
And you don't make it this far in a friendship without that.
I was gonna say, and kick you on your, kick you in the
Yeah,
ass,
yeah,
you know, when you're
Matt-
down to, man.
So Zach, tell us about you, man. Where are you from? What got you into real estate? Tell me all the things.
Man, it was sales. I've always wanted to do something that could open up, you know, the life that I wanted.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
you know, I couldn't see that out of a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So I jumped into sales really early. I'm from the South Side too with Matt. Like he just said, I went to school with him. We graduated in 07 and immediately jumped into HEB after Bill Miller's.
Okay, yeah.
And they gave a discount to the gym.
Okay.
Right? You can go over there. So I walked over there and I
That's
was
right.
like, hey, go to the
That's
gym.
right.
You know, I want to take up my discount. The sales manager at the time was like, you know, he got off to me. So he was like, hey man, you ever think about switching careers? I think you'd actually be good here.
That's awesome.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll apply. And I applied and they hired me. And that was like the start of sales for me. And then Matt ended up working.
So,
Okay, yeah,
so
go
I'm
on.
working at Radio Shack at Shopper City Mall.
okay.
I do so well. They moved me up to the show. They
Okay.
moved me up to South Park Mall.
Okay.
So you can't tell me nothing at that point. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I made it.
Yeah.
You know, this is it.
But in contrast, I'm on the other side already in the gym. I'm wearing slacks. I'm like fit. I'm making good money. I'm showing up with like Versace's. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, bro.
No. The way it happened was I'm
We're
at the
kids,
mall.
by the way. So
Yeah. We're 19 years old. You know.
So Versace was like crazy.
He's walking in the mall, you know, studded out like that, and he's handing out free passes. And I'm like, I hadn't seen him in a while, and I'm like, what's up, man? And he's just like, hey man, 7-day pass, you want to come work out? He's all jacked, girls are all around. And I'm like, you're working at the gym? And he's just all like, yeah. And I think I'm slick, right? I'm like, well, I get commission over here, you know, for selling batteries and stuff. And he goes, I get commission too. And I'm like, for what? And he's like, selling memberships.
Yep.
And I'm like, I didn't even think that was a thing. Dude. Yeah,
Mind
exactly.
blown.
That was it. And it's always been like kind of like that. We've always kind of connected the dots like that. And I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, if you want, maybe we can get you on. And that's when we started working together at Gold's.
So
Smart.
it hasn't always been a Matt, get me on here. It sometimes is
No,
a, hey,
it's
Zach,
always
get
been
me
yeah.
on
Oh, yeah.
here.
It's been
Okay,
back and
wow.
forth. You know, he
Mhm.
gets in somewhere first, or I get in somewhere first.
Yeah.
Somehow or another, we pull the other one with us.
That's awesome.
like everywhere that we've gotten into. But man, I can't say enough about how great that time was at Gold's Gym. Dude, that was like the best
Which
time.
Golds was it?
South
Military
Park.
in
Okay,
South
military.
Florida.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
It was like the best period of our
That's awesome.
lives.
It was crazy.
We
Y'all-
got,
That's where y'all pick up your dates, right?
dude, I mean, when
No, that was before leggings.
I
were
was just
acceptable.
gonna say, were leggings popular then?
No.
look, we had Gold's Gym fitted dry fits that we had to wear with slacks. And then we were like fit. Everywhere we went, it was like we were getting free
who
food, free
was
this,
it?
free that.
Mike Patino.
Yes.
Like-
yeah.
I met him back in the day when he was selling there.
Yeah.
I think it was Gold.
He was at Bandera. I
Okay,
believe.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then I
So-
saw him jump into real estate. I'm like, oh
Yeah, I see a lot of the guys that were at the gym, Sasadio, like there's a bunch of guys are now in real estate. I think everyone just found our way to real. Well, the gym business kind of like died too. They
Yeah.
changed a lot of the commission
the
structure.
commission concept.
Yeah, so like I think that just it went away.
Well, in addition, you guys have continued to level anything in sales. Number one, you have to. It is something that can be taught. Some people it is more innate. But number one, you have to believe in whatever you're selling, or else you really can't sell it.
Yeah.
As you start sharpening your craft and honing in on the actual skills that you have, mirroring somebody, that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you realize, okay, I can probably sell anything, what else is out there that I can believe in?
I think we hit the ceiling at Gold's,
Yeah.
and one of my buddies came in, Elliot, a car guy, and he wanted a membership, and then he just started asking me. He was like, how much money are you making here, and this and that. Same thing, man. Like the way that you said Gino told you, and he was like, if you're making that here, you can
Absolutely
make minimum that selling cars.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? At that time, I think he said it was like $4,000 or $5,000, something like that. And I was like, minimum? Like,
yeah, you sell
I
3
didn't-
cars, you're
yeah.
golden.
Yeah. And at, like 21, 22. And I was like, say less, man. So started selling cars. I think, remember, I tried to get you an interview at Southway, and then for some reason they said no or something like that. And then that's when you went to Nissan.
They looked him up and they were like, Martinez, no.
He doesn't exist.
Yeah, right.
We can't
You don't
find
have a
him
file.
anywhere.
So we went.
Enriquez. Oh,
Yeah, there
we
you go.
got him.
So it's funny, man, because we went like that again. I mean, we've always been tight, but it's like we're surveying the field and we're like, well, this is what they're doing over here. And
Right.
well, this is what they're paying over here. And y'all's commission structures like this. So we're just always like analyzing what's going on.
Head on a swivel.
It was time and it was meant to be, because get this, I got fired from Gold's Gym.
Okay.
Literally, a month or 2 after just winning the #1 salesman in the nation.
Mhm.
Wow.
Like a national phone call. We're sitting there.
Yeah.
Just won the #1. Like a month later, they fire me. No,
Isn't it funny?
it was very weird.
The job before my first big boy job, working at Chase Bank, I was at the bank inside of Walmart. We were talking about it before. I got fired from that job. I was there for 7 years. Thought that this is it, man. I didn't come from the hood or anything like that, but we weren't well off. Dad was prior military, et cetera. So I went to school with a lot of people that had money.
Sure.
So getting to see that, me personally, I'm going, okay, I'm working at a bank, y'all.
Yeah.
So I did get fired from that job for being late too many times, even though I was the highest grossing account opener, blah, 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 blah. But fast forward, God, I would never take that back ever.
A funny
Oh, man.
story. I mean, I won't go all into it, but like, I was never even late. I didn't miss a day.
I was the late one.
I was never late. I'd show up early. I'd even work on my days off.
Wow.
I literally had they came in and they said, you didn't color your appointment log correctly. Yeah, we gotta let you go.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
there was the book.
what?
Sounds political to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
without
well,
question.
I mean,
Without
I
question.
I was suspect to certain someone that we worked with. I was like, no, this don't seem right.
You're just guilty of looking too damn good up in the gym.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that my higher up cut me out. But hey, like it was meant to be. We went into cars. Cars was a whole nother animal. We did very well there.
Secretly, it was me that was ratting them out this whole time.
Dude, it
Sabotaged him though.
exactly what I did.
That's that thing.
It's funny, because
He's like, wait a minute.
It's connecting the
that
dots,
actually
bro.
tracks.
right. No, it's funny enough because that person that I suspected ended up being the one that turned back around, got Matt into new homes, and then Matt got me into new homes.
Wow.
And now that's what got us into real estate. So I mean, the story's all connected all the way back.
Okay, so now, since that has connected, tell us who got into real estate first, you or you?
Me,
Matt
right?
got
Yeah.
into new
Okay.
homes first.
What led you to jump into real estate?
How was it?
He
I
just-
was selling cars.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was selling cars, and
Our buddy.
I ended up connecting with John Hope. You know John Hope?
I do. Yeah.
So John Hope used to be our boss at Gold's at military in Zamora, right? And I don't know how we
John
were.
Hope was with KB Homes. Who is he?
Armadillo. First.
Armadillo. That's right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was when he was with Armadillo, right? And he was telling me about this position of at that time too. It was
damn,
2014.
Armadillo Homes.
So-
Me and Hector Argumedo were doing a lot of turndowns for them
really
right around that time. What year was it?
2015.
Yeah.
Well, that's when I started.
Yeah.
Now John was there 13, 14, right? He was there before, and he was telling me about it, right? And at this time, real estate wasn't a thing that it wasn't the thing that it is now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
It wasn't on your bingo card.
not at all, man.
Yeah.
Because, and this is how, green I was. I told him, well, hey man, maybe I'll get my real estate license one day and maybe, you can help me get in. And he was like, you don't need no real estate license. And I was like,
What?
what? He goes, just like the way that you're selling cars
Yeah.
for Ford, you sell them for Armadillo. And I'm like, duh. I was like, oh, that's what those people are doing in the model homes. You know what I'm saying? They're selling the houses. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, get me on, bro. And he's just like, man, you know, I'll try this and that. So it was that, you know, and I was working at the gym with Drew Fuentes.
Okay.
He ended up working for Armadillo as well.
Yep.
So during that time, I had 2 people vouching for me. And the reason why they didn't want to hire me was because I was a car guy. I was selling cars at the time, and they were like,
really?
They were like, nah, no car guys. They think that we're snaky, man. They
Well,
think
no,
that
that
we're
perception
slick.
is still true to this day.
Yeah, that is true.
But the concept of, let's say I've got a mortgage lender, that previous car dog, I'm like, come on,
Sure.
You know what it takes to face-to-face hand combat type concept.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily, well, it's partial that they think that we're snaky or whatever, because, well, I'm a real estate guy now,
Yeah.
right? But for the longest time, I used to say I'm a car guy, you
Yeah.
know? Now I've exceeded more time in real estate than anything else. But, you know, I learned a whole lot from selling cars, man.
Same here,
Dude, it was
Absolutely.
like things that I apply to this day.
including the right way to do a walk around on a car.
Bro,
It's
I
like,
could do one right now.
do you get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like that same concept applies to a mortgage loan. It applies to a model home, a pre-owned home.
Dude.
If you do it half-assed, chances are you just lost that.
So I remember I used to think that I was slick, man. I would go up to the desk and I'd be like, hey, man, can I get numbers on this Mustang? And he's like, did they drive it? And I'm like, no, but he's like,
That's right.
go.
That's right.
And I was like, go, show
Make
it to
it
him.
tangible. Make it real.
Bro. And you don't know how many times, like, certain sales counselors, like for certain companies, I won't say, I'm like, hey, man, we want to take a look at this house, this and that. Cool, man, it's unlocked. This. I'm like, I need you there.
That's right.
I need you there.
Yep.
I need you to show the feature action benefits. I need you to
Yes.
show everything about it. Talk about the warranty. Get them involved, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Dude, if you don't
Earn your paycheck, dog.
I don't know how that became a thing. Because when we were at Armadillo Homes, I mean, we had to be there.
Oh,
You
no,
know how
have
it became
to.
a thing? The same,
It's like, hey,
guys.
I left you a
I'm
key.
sorry. the same reason it became a thing for everybody and their mother to jump in real estate in 2020, 2021, 2022.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now they're finding out real fast that, oh shit, it wasn't a thing that I could do without working hard, without actually putting in the work type concept. You know?
Type concept.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Well, what I was saying also too is I don't think it was so much that it was that I was a car guy per se, that I was a gym guy that pushed it over, because they like people from the gym industry.
Yeah.
You know, people from the gym industry, according to them, can paint that picture of, you know, eventually what you could look like, what your home could look like, what your family could be like in the next couple of years or whatnot. It's more of
Emotion.
exactly like an emotional buy. You know what I'm saying?
Because in the gym, I would say, I said, you know, we would sell hundreds of dollars at one time, or thousands even,
Yeah.
to give you this little piece of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a pretty like tough sell.
Selling the
It
dream,
really is.
selling the dream, in other words, you
Yeah.
know, and I think that helped me out. And also John and Drew vouching for me, and they kept on telling my eventual boss, man, you need to give this kid a shot. You need to give him a shot. You need to give him a shot. I don't know if you saw my video the other day. Me and Zach, we're selling cars. Oh, we're back together now. We're at Hyundai. Dude, it's like 40 degrees outside. And we're waiting for an up, dude, because we probably had sold something within like I don't know how long. Remember, we used to always say, man, I feel like I'm never going to sell a car again.
That's awesome.
Right, you know, it happened.
Dude,
It's like, it's been 24 hours, bro.
seriously, yeah, seriously, right?
When you're standing
but we're
around,
It's a drought.
But we already burned through our commission, so it's like,
Of course.
you know, you need
Of
another one
course.
right now.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
so, dude, we get into a car on the lot, and we're just like, you know, just bundled up, you know. And I tell him, because you know, both of us have like this interview riding on our future.
Right.
I'm like, I don't think they're gonna call me back, dude.
and I'm so invested too, because again, if Matt makes it in, I'm pretty sure to get
I
it
got a
as well.
foot in, yeah.
So I'm just like, dang man, I'm praying for you, dude. Like, I really want you to get that
That's
spot.
epic.
I said, dude, I've had 2 interviews and they're not calling me back. I'm like, I don't know what's
I'm
the
like,
deal.
call them, Matt.
No,
Don't
well, I was
ask
like,
them.
dude, I said, you think I should call them?
Yeah.
Like, that's a
Yeah.
no-no. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, you don't want to be bugging.
You don't want to look desperate.
Seriously, right? But I am.
Or
But
are
we
you
were. We were freezing
resistant?
in a used car in the front of
I'm done
Hyundai.
with this. That's epic.
So I start calling him, dude. and he don't answer. You know, my boss is kind of a dick, and he didn't answer. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna call him. You know what? Fine. Now it's personal. No, I'm just not like, I'm gonna call him every week until this motherfucker hires me, dude.
Right.
And I did that, and finally, I guess somebody.
How long
Quit or
would
died
you
or-
say how long would you say that went on?
Weeks, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a month.
So persistence?
Oh yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah. And at that point too, this guy, man, he always tells me what I want to hear. Right. And he's like, hey man, like, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, we're already here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be in the same spot. I'm like, you're right, bro. You know? So
I'm trying to not be here.
Yeah. No, but when you're saying about like calling and bugging him, I'm like, we're already here right now. You might as well just do something.
true.
Yeah. Start
That's true.
calling him up.
And when I made the shift from the auto industry to, and I tell the story plenty of times, but I went and took all the real estate tests, classes.
Oh, cool.
And it was like, this isn't for me. So I switched over to mortgage before taking the test. But the shit, I don't even know where I was going with that.
Let me ask you something on that.
Sure.
Um,
Thank you for saving me, buddy.
do you think that, you know, I've always known you to be a little bit more of an analytical mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, you're very personable as well. So
I'll tell you now.
Do you feel that the numbers just jive better with that?
I am not big reveal. I used to be a very extroverted person. As time progressed in my career, in my personal life, family life, everything, I've become way more introverted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Extroverted when needed.
Sure.
But what pushed me to that side was the fact that at 18, I opened a credit repair company with a friend, jumped into the bank inside of Walmart's, have been selling credit repair and checking accounts and savings accounts and seeing business owners, normal people, bank accounts for years. I'm talking 7 years
Kind of pulled the curtain back.
of going, wait a minute. My mom did real estate. She did well, then switched over to lending. I've got friends in real estate, but not a ton. But I do know how to deal with finance. I do know how to deal with credit, and I do know how to deal with people. So that was just kind of overall. And they said there's no limit. And I went, sign me up,
Say
baby.
less.
Yeah.
Right. I always call that kind of like the natural progression.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It kind of funneled you that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they finally end up hiring me at Armadillo. And that's where that's where I start getting the concept of me owning my own home. Go
Yeah.
figure, right? Not even up to that point, right?
Right.
But in this way, there was a guy that worked with us. His name was Ryan Jeter. And he was working at Remuda. You know Remuda Ranch?
Yeah.
He was working out of that subdivision, and he built his house in that subdivision.
Okay.
And just like those aha moments, I was like,
Wait a minute. You could do that?
Do you remember that price point at Bermuda Ranch? I thought it was insane for those huge houses to be like 340.
yeah.
I was like,
I think so.
That's a lot of money.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I
mean,
think Ryan had built himself like a pretty massive 1-story too. And I was like,
insane, Mark. I mean, like the
What?
biggest, most loaded home, everything 333, 343.
What year was this?
2015.
Okay.
So
that makes
then-
perfect sense.
At that point, that's when I started my journey of, okay, man, I got to get my credit in order. I got to get
Okay,
my
so
debts in
before we
order.
get into
So-
that-
So that's where I was segueing that.
Well, shortly, Zach,
Go for it.
you guys, your stories kind of intertwined. He jumped on an armadillo. After that, did you also jump armadillo?
Yeah, that was a cold year for me in the car business.
Okay.
Because Matt left me. Yeah, my boy, I see every morning, all day
Yeah.
long. You know,
I got to do this bell to bell by myself.
Yeah, basically,
He's doing the balloons, all crying.
yeah, dude, it was terrible. It really was a sad time. I remember feeling like sad in that time. I was like, man, hopefully he'll give me a call soon.
Yep.
Get me in. But yeah, what was it, like a year
Maybe.
before?
I was just like, it's a matter of time, bro. I got you. You know,
Okay.
it's going to happen. But yeah.
It was about a year. I held it down there.
And
in the
did you
cars.
follow in the same journey or path to where you went new home sales first, then converted over to realtor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No license thing.
Yep.
So we were like, yeah, I'm a salesman. I mean, I've sold everything.
Yep.
Yeah, get me in there.
Look at me.
Yeah, I'll sell your house. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Funny thing is, I finally got him on, and you know, there was a lot of moving around, a lot of shifting around. we ended up selling in the same model home. We were partners.
Oh, they messed
Us
up
two-
when they did that.
Us,
Man,
us two-
if only they had TikTok back then.
dude. Oh, we had
my
Snapchat. Right? We had
God,
Snapchat
no.
back then.
You have no
Oh,
idea, Mark. You have no idea. look, there was just one time we had.
Was it like Dumb and Dumber or was it like Shaq
Bro,
and Kobe?
I was gonna say,
we had
bro.
prank wars one
Oh,
time.
Lord Jesus.
It
I was like,
just-
they put us two clown shoes in the same model home. I was like, dude, this is not gonna end well.
that prank wars section got out of hand to where like literally cops were called.
Oh,
and,
Lord
like,
Jesus.
it-
Makes perfect sense why you transitioned to real estate. So,
And then we started kind of like having a little pact. I'm like, okay, dude, no, not in front of customers, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no. He put a diaper on the hood of my car while I was showing houses. So I was like taking a
as you walk by it, you're
yes,
like,
dude,
ooh.
and
melted chocolate in there.
As you walk by, yeah, I'm divorced at damn X.
this dude, man, he's like not the best with computers or technology or whatever. All I did was copy all, or get, you know how you grab all the files,
Yeah.
and put them in the trash. That's all. That's all I.
Oh, what happened?
That's it, bro.
Somebody reset my computer.
That's it, man. It was like, and he was like, dude, let me get on the thing, man. I'm like, sorry, man,
That's epic.
I can't help you. But
Oh man, that sounds like
man, but you know what? We ended up winning customer satisfaction.
Yeah, it was still like best community overall.
it's 1-2
We
combo.
got like
Yeah.
awards and everything. Yeah,
I think we're just because we was always having a good time in there, right? Like,
yeah,
our
the vibe
clients and
was
stuff
real
like-
good.
Mm,
You know,
so-
we were always jacking around, but like you walked in and you were having fun. You were having a good time. You know,
So as you guys made that transition from sales counseling, we'll call it,
Mhm.
to real estate, what was the deciding factor? Was it just the concept of go for it? Take it
Oh
away.
well, for me personally, sorry, Zach. Bro, whenever realtors would come in, I was like, it was one of those moments again too. I'm like, you're making 3% on this deal.
Mhm.
You know, I'm making 175. I was like,
Matt
I'm doing the work.
Mhm.
Matt has
That's-
always been the smarter portion of our friendship
Sure.
in that way. I'm so short-sighted a lot of times. I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
You know, I was just
the
like,
brains and the beauty.
yeah,
Brains and LeBron over here. Yeah.
I never even thought of that. You know, I was just like, that's just a realtor. Yeah. He brings me my clients. I didn't think of his wallet or nothing
That's
like
awesome.
opportunity for me. So yes, that he started that idea.
I was like, dude, and it was one of those things like, I could do that.
Yeah.
You know, why not? You know, I could do that. And he made the jump first.
And
Yeah.
fast forward to today, when you proved yourself right that you can do that, right?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
why not?
It was the same thing, really, just a little less chains on you. Because instead of just selling
It's
one
true.
house, if you don't like this house, who cares?
Go to
We'll
the next.
one. Yeah.
Smart.
You know,
Yeah.
so it made a whole bunch of sense. My girlfriend was the realtor, Kelly,
Okay.
and she would bring me clients, and then she was just like, "Why don't we just do real estate together?"
1-2 combo.
Right.
I'll tell you a story about that too.
Oh shit.
I knew Kelly out of a mutual friend, and I knew Kelly before Zach, right?
Okay.
And I was like, "Hey, Kel," I was just like, "Bring your clients over, this and that," and she maybe brought me one or two, this and that, and then gradually she just started bringing them
me.
All
Exactly. And I was
she
like,
saw the bronze.
I was like, I thought we were, and then that just
That was
happened.
that.
Yeah, that happened, and that was it, man. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was history from then. I was just like,
I mean, wait, can you blame her?
no. If I were Kelly, I would have done the same thing.
Right.
And it's funny because Matt mentioned earlier that our boss was kind of a dick. It started to line up to where one point I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna quit today. This guy just kind of pissed me off. I'm
Not,
just gonna
not to
quit.
mention, like Kelly, speaking of a good person by your side, she was putting the battery in your back, right? Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you need to come and do
Yeah.
what I'm doing. You
And
know?
she was doing very well from the jump. She's
Oh,
always
she was-
been a hard worker.
She's been a monster.
I mean,
since
so
day
it
one.
was literally like the shoes were already there for me. She just said, "Come and step into
Here you
them
go.
and let's do it."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so-
guess what team she was on?
Oh, I have no clue.
Scott Maloof.
Oh, she was on Scott's team. Okay, back then. Yeah.
bro,
Back
he
in-
had like 3 agents at the time.
Really?
Brand new Scott Maloof. That's when I joined. I think there was a total of
Mm.
6 of us or something like that. It was very, very small. We had a little office.
Wow.
We had a little office, probably like this, and there was
Wow.
only a couple of us. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
good
funny story about Scott. My brother grew up with a guy named Josh Kearns, shout out, who is his cousin.
Hmm.
One day, I'm top producer, top of the world. It was 2014, something like that. Josh walks Scott into my office and says, I want you to meet my cousin. He just got into real estate. He used to be a club promoter, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it blew him off.
Really?
Straight up. And fast forward, I'm like, dude, you remember when you walked in my office that day with Josh? He's like, yeah, man, you went, I know.
I remember I was like, I know this guy. I was like, I would know this guy from somewhere. Remember I was talking about that I worked at South Park?
Yeah.
He would be passing out. And I was like, that's who that is. You know what I'm saying? And man,
JC, how we doing on time? Take off the first, like, say 10 minutes or so. Where
Take off 10 minutes. We're at 36 minutes.
Okay. We got about 15, 20 minutes, and it's time to get into our topic of the day.
mm-hmm.
We're going to share our first-time homebuyer journeys.
Mhm.
Some may be sooner than others. I don't know what you guys' situation is, but I'll go last. And I want you to share the intricate details of motivation behind it. Where were you at in life?
Mm-hmm.
What did it take to accomplish that goal? Because not everybody can just go, yep, want to buy a house. Yep, I qualify. Yep, okay, got the money, and just goes off without a hitch. That's just my first time buyer journey wasn't like that. And many others that I finance and help guide aren't like that either. But I want folks to truly see the perspective of what you went through, what I went through, what you went through to accomplish that goal. So who wants to start?
I think mine's a little less sexy than yours. I think Matt's is
Go for it.
really, really nice. Mine almost kind of happened that way where it was just like, oh, let's buy a house. But I had to pay for a lot of mistakes from like my younger years.
Okay. Seems to be a trend with first-time homebuyers. Just so
Right.
you know. Yep.
And the thing is, I guess I had leveled out everything and didn't really even, again, very short-sighted a lot of times. I don't think about these things like that. And I really wish I was better about that. I really wish I was like a little bit better like you. But yeah, just one day I'm selling my client's house, and they're kind of in a rush. They want to get this thing sold. And, we hadn't had any luck with theirs. House ended up looking really nice. And I was like, why don't I buy a house? I think I'm pretty good. And that's kind of like
What year was this?
3 years ago now. So we were in 2022.
Well, you had been a homeowner before that though, right? Through your
I mean,
through your marriage. That
Yeah.
that counts, bro, right? Mark, does that
Were
count?
you on the loan?
no.
Then no.
Okay. I paid it.
Okay.
I paid it. But
Didn't
that's
get
all,
credit for shit. Sorry.
but I'm with you. I'm like, I don't count
It
that
is-
actually,
it
to
is-
be honest.
it is different going through that process.
Yes.
That process is the thing that hopefully by way of this discussion, people see that they are not the only ones.
Definitely.
You know, truly. Go for
Yeah, that was crazy. That was very adult feeling.
Yeah.
I felt like I had grown up when I was over there.
So let me
setting my
ask you, I'm gonna
documents in.
dig a little bit
Come on.
because I want to pull this shit out. When you went to apply the first time, did you know that you needed to go get a loan first? I mean,
Yeah, I was in real estate,
Okay.
and real estate was just rocking and rolling. I had no problems.
Yep.
And, I just applied and they were like, yeah, you're good.
So you realtor, self-employed, 1099,
Uh-huh.
that means you were claiming enough on your tax return
Uh-huh.
to actually qualify for a home
Mm-hmm.
and paying the taxes that you owed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is a huge,
I was
huge
gonna
feat in
I was
itself.
gonna say, so you are a
Some
dummy.
of it. Dude, honestly, I like the thought just hit my mind.
You're like,
all of a sudden, like,
write-offs. What are write-offs?
right?
I'm telling
I
you,
made
man.
100.
Look,
I claim 100.
in order for me to operate
Fair and
every
square.
day, I need a lot of help. Like I need to have a lot of conversations with a lot of different people. Yeah.
So Zach, was there any credit challenges that you had to face at that time? You had it together. And
Yeah,
it was a smooth
that's what I was saying. At that time when it happened, no, but before that, I mean, there was a lot of little things I had to get done, like even just getting my license back, my driver's license, just
Right.
like all kinds of things I had to go take care of. I just still didn't think of buying a house. I was like, no, everything's going good.
Right.
It just like snapped one day. They were having trouble selling it. I'm just like, why don't I buy it? And that's what I'm saying. My story is a lot less sexy than Matt's.
Well,
'cause Matt saw what he wanted and went for it.
Okay.
And I saw all the work it took, all the planning, getting, his ducks in a row, all that.
Yeah.
That just did not happen with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jumping off the, like the paying for your mistakes, I think that's where a lot of people start out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I forgot what my credit was at. And at the same time too, selling cars, then going into general real estate. I kind of, how you do when he says you saw what you wanted. I was touring the houses that we had at Armadillo, and we had single story floor plans and 2-story floor plans, whatever. And I walked into this floor plan, which I have now. And when I saw it, that's what it was for me. I kind of like a wow factor in a house. And this one has 18-foot ceilings,
Did both of you guys buy brand new?
No, I bought
Okay.
pre-owned.
Yeah. So when I saw that one, I was like, oh man, this is it, Now, of course, it was a little bit out of the budget. So I was like, man, working backwards, I need to make X amount of money. I need my credit to be this, So I kind of worked backwards, and it was a 2-year. Also too, I wanted to build within the same community that I was working in.
Okay.
And I mean, just, as God, has planned, we are starting a brand new phase. Nice lots, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Green belt lots, everything like
Oversized
that.
lots.
Oversized lots, 42-foot driveways, things like that. And man, it's just kind of like divine intervention sometimes, And it was working out that way. And I had to, like I said, make the money to sustain that, and then also get my credit where it needs to be. And it kind of all lined up. It's funny when you have that goal in mind, and that's what I want people to kind of understand, that, you have that goal of whatever it is, you work backwards, connect the dots, and God will meet you halfway on it. I truly, truly believe that.
So at that time when you applied, I want to get a little
Go for it.
granular, so to speak. Did you have the credit to qualify? Did you get advised on the credit
Probably.
side of things?
Well,
in addition, what type of loan did you use? That kind of that. Give me some.
Okay,
dates.
so check this out. And only you would probably know something like this. You know what I wanted at that time? An 85-15. An 85 what?
80 10 10 or 85 15 and they didn't have them.
Well,
And
I don't
those-
think I qualified for that.
No, they didn't have them.
No.
man.
And for people that don't know what those are, explain that,
It's
Mark.
essentially something that has been eliminated from the options that we can provide folks because it caused a massive crisis called the crash of 2008, you guys. It's more so a stated income type situation parlayed with the fact that you're using a first and a second lien, and the second lien is your down payment. Today, these are more so down payment assistance type loans that only max you out at, let's say, 5% in some cases, down payment assistance, but used as a second lien.
Gotcha.
So similar to that.
Well, the reason why I wanted to do it that way, and correct me if I'm wrong, but basically it eliminates the PMI, correct?
Same concept. Yes.
Yeah.
It sure does. It
So-
simulates that you're putting down 20% when you're really not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're putting down 5?
There's many.
I think it was 85, 5, 15.
No,
or
you're
something.
talking about 80, 15, 5.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay,
So
cool.
yes, I advised many customers
Yes.
to do this.
At that time,
Not
right?
necessarily the first time around, because a lot of folks don't have the 5% to do that.
Correct.
In addition, their first home historically isn't going to be significant enough on their payment for the justification of adding an extra layer of risk of having a second lien.
Mm-hmm.
But second time buyer, third time buyers, hey, when MI came out, it was like, you want to know how to get rid of it? We put a second lien on there
Mm-hmm.
and you put your 5%. Now you've got 2 payments, but
Well, the way that I figured is if I could save up 3.5%, I could save up 5.
it's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
So,
Yes.
and then at the same time,
God, I wish everybody had that mindset. If I can get 3.5, I can, yeah.
yeah.
You're
So
right.
that's what I was going for. I remember, and I was like, ooh. So I kind of like, obviously I got a little bit of assistance because Armadillo, I'm in it all day, and
Sure.
I'm like, what do they do? What
Yeah.
what is that? So I was figuring, oh man, that's what I'm gonna do. Well, I mean, I didn't get my credit to where it needed to be to end up doing that. Funny thing is, Damon Green.
Yeah.
Okay, so Damon was working with us at Armadillo at the time, and I'm like, hey man, I need you to fix my credit. This and that. So that was a process in itself. And I remember we were doing fantasy football.
Okay.
It was the first time and only time I've ever done fantasy. I've never done it because I just don't pay attention.
Me too.
And he's like, hey man, he's like, he goes, I want somebody on my team, right? I go, you can have my whole fucking team. Just fix my credit.
Wow.
I was like, I'll give you Tom Brady. I'll give you whoever I got.
Yeah.
And then he was like, nah, because if I take too many people from your team, they're gonna
It'll be too obvious.
veto
Wow.
those trades.
Wow.
So anyway,
serious.
yeah, we did that little
I
hustle
was
there.
in that one, right?
I
was
think
in that
so.
one that year.
Oh
too,
man,
yeah.
I suck. I didn't even keep up with it. But yeah, so ended up doing that. Saved up my down payment, and from a lot of help from everybody there, kind of got that. I remember too, Jesse Segovia.
Yeah,
I was picking out my lot, and I wanted this cul-de-sac lot, and I was like, just dumb. I was like, cul-de-sac lots, just there's nothing better than that. Well, the lot that he was like, bro, you want one of these right here?
Yeah,
it's like 180 foot lot, and it's got a 42 foot driveway. It's on the main road, which sucks. But I backed up to a green belt, which they're not going to build on. And I got
like a walking trail. I think, or
like
something.
80 foot backyard. And he's like, you want one of these, man? And I'm like, yeah, so ended up building my house there, and pretty much the rest is history. That's how I got it. So I ended up building the house where I was working at,
okay,
which was Stone Creek.
Yeah.
A new phase was being built. And I told my boss at the time, I said, leave me here. I thought I fulfilled my thing. I was like, I'm a company man. I work here. I live here. I work here. Leave me by myself, man. I thought I kind of proved it, but he was like, nah. Like, as a matter of fact, he was like, it's going to be you and Jesse in the new phase. I'm like, dude, Jesse and I were one of the top salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, bro, there's not enough for us to eat here. Mm-hmm. And during that time, he was already rocking and rolling with the Maloof group.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, dude, if now's the time to jump, that's, if any time is, it's now. And that's what happened. Yeah. So.
Okay. So
I'm interested to hear yours personally.
It's time. And I'm going to be very transparent with this because I'm coming at it from a perspective of the transparency is intended to give people hope. Because I bought my first home in 2010, brought receipts, you guys. I've got what we called back in the day, a HUD settlement statement. Anybody out there remember that? Comment in the comment section. I've got the breakdown of everything, the finances, the credit report, the contract, the whole nine. And this one is, how do I say it? It should be inspirational to many because I didn't have a college degree. I was working at the bank from Walmart, got fired from there, jumped over to Chase Bank, and I got licensed to do investments. When I really wasn't doing investments, I was just referring them to our financial advisor, getting credit for it. So here I go from making $32,000 a year at the bank inside of Walmart to potentially $60,000 a year. Mm-hmm. Big boy pants. What does that put me at? 23, 24. And at the time, I had probably a 580 credit score. At the time, I was also helping people fix their credit prior to that. So I knew what it took, but I didn't know what it took to actually buy a home. I was renting over off of I-10 and Camp Bullis. I don't remember what the Vista Ridge. And I had the apartment that overlooked the pool with the pool table in our living room. I mean, it was just my roommate was a club promoter, Bombay Sports and Bar, whatever.
Hey, I remember that one.
Yeah, and I was working at the bank, Chase. I was at that time, what else? Goodness, running poker games. I was going up to New York, selling purses, coming back with all kinds of stuff.
Jeez.
I was hustling like nobody's business. But at that time, I had already spent 2 years paying rent, and I had just gotten into a new relationship with my wife, and we were getting pretty serious pretty quickly. And I told her, as soon as this lease is done, I'm not going to get another lease. And I'd love to buy a house. I don't know if I can do it on my own. But if you want to jump on it with me, you can. If not, I'm still doing it. Move in with me, the whole 9 yards. And
what if you don't mind me asking,
anything.
what about the living situation? Like, in particular, was like, fuck this, I want a house.
Had nothing to do with the living situation.
Nothing like that.
Nope,
Okay.
At all. It was not an emotional thing for me. So I can relate because I've experienced many and I know that it's emotional. But for me, I was done paying rent.
Got it. Got it.
I knew, and I had somewhat of a mentor, Ernie Guerrero. He used to teach at Sabor, broker of Alamo Real Estate Brokerage. It's my uncle. He would just constantly preach, this is how you get rich.
Sure.
This is how you get rich. You can invent something or you can work your life away. But while you're doing that, you better be putting it in real estate. And it was just a constant. So having seen my mom go through mortgage and real estate, my parents owned their home, not outright, but they owned their home, and had just built their own home on an 80-20 loan prior to. I was, like I said, I was done. I did the math and went, okay, yeah, let me see what it takes. So shout out to Tracy Radigan. She was my realtor and she's also a lender to this day. Set me up with a lady named Julie Cohen. Julie Cohen was like the USDA queen. So when I went to her, credit wasn't there. And I told her, hey, I can do whatever it takes to get that score up. I just need you to tell me what to do. Sure as shit. She drew it up. The simulators that we use today, they had back then in 2010. This is what you need to do. Fantastic. Boom. Sure enough, 2 weeks later, my score is above 640. Man. I'm ready to rock and roll. W-2s, great. Pay stubs, yes, ma'am.
No
down payment.
No debts.
Oh, I had debt. Hell yeah.
Oh, okay,
Shit,
cool.
Yeah. Coming up through those years, I had run up quite a bit of credit card debt doing the whole club promoting thing with John Vale.
Okay.
It was just like, yeah, free drinks until the free drinks are out. And I'm like, here's my fucking card.
Damn.
Woo, type concept. But at the same time, I was making money and I probably made the most money out of all my friends off the books. In addition to, I had a W-2 paying job at that time.
Okay.
So it was at that time that it was like, okay, so down payment, how much do you have saved up? And it was like, not much. I've got about $5-7 grand or so. And at that time I had to use a chunk of it to pay off the credit cards.
Oh, wow.
And I sure as shit didn't want to ask my new girlfriend that I'm asking to move into with me or to apply with me. Do you got any money? Like, fuck that. So I asked Julie, is there any loans without any down payment assistance? And in 2010, I don't know if you guys remember, that's back when Barack Obama released that tax credit that you get, I don't know, $8,000 or something like that for buying a home.
That's right.
But it didn't happen until after the fact. So Julie sat me down and said, hey, we've got this USDA loan, but for the USDA loan, you can only look in this area. And I'm like, okay, Tracy, show me some houses in and around that area.
Wow.
And at that time, I was a bit shy on the income. Kristen, my wife, was working part-time at a physical therapy office. So I said, hey, you jump on the loan, we can qualify for that house. Boom. She jumped on, she talked to her parents. Parents were like, well, I mean, you guys are already like pretty serious. It's this and next step is probably getting married. She's like, well, maybe, who knows? Well, fast forward, we did. But as we jumped into that situation, it was like, okay, I'm either going to do what it takes to fix that credit. Number one, so I can look good to buy the home. But number two, so I can make sure that this new relationship continues to flourish because I want good things in my life. I'm at a spot in my life where I never thought I'd be.
Sure.
Got a good job. I got my own bills. And I started paying my own bills at 18. There was no, hey, Dad, can I get, nope.
I think it's like the same for all of us.
There's one time I asked my dad for money and he went to the back bedroom, came back with $100. And I was like, thank you. It doesn't help, but thank you. Anywho, so JC, if you can share, let me see if I can, let's see if I can stretch this bad boy across. I'm going to be real transparent, y'all.
That's awesome.
So right there, back when she was a foster, Mark A. Jones Jr., I was living at Camp Bullis, right there. And we bought 8426 Stone Chase 78254. And what was the date?
254 is what?
Bandera-ish?
No. That's Caliber 1604
Yeah.
outside the loop. 42910. and we bought it for
Look at that
$140,500. Settlement charges, yada yada yada, and we got $5,000 from the sellers plus the
Nice.
title policy. And I had to look at that. I got back $900.
Yes.
Get you some. At the time, they only made 17 grand. I wonder what the payment was. Let's see here. See if I can find what the payment was for you guys real quick. Boop, boop, boop. Max monthly payment, $1,040.
Man.
1,040. No money down. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Now, as I throw this off, I'm going to put this up because I want to show people what time does for things. Looked up
I was
the house.
I was hoping you were gonna go there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Let's type in 8426 Stone Chase. Boop. And there it is.
Mhm.
Valued at 236 there. We bought it. Boop. Yep. For April of 2010. And let me show you guys what this house looked like. Boom, there it is. Planted those trees, planted that tree when it was just nothing.
Mhm.
Cannot believe it. Now, fast forward, laid down these floors by hand.
Nice.
There used to be a wall right here that one day Kristen came home and I had knocked it down. I was like, I'm doing this. So many stories in that, but the best one that I can give you is this house led to a mini empire that she and I started building.
Awesome.
It became one of our first investment properties, rental properties. There's the new floors. Boop, boop, boop. But yeah, that when it was time, we lived in this house for 3 years, made plenty of memories. It was so manageable, everything else, and ended up 3 years later refinancing this to a 15-year note, in addition to purchasing the next one.
Wow.
Rented this one out for, I think it was like $1,200. So essentially that payment for the 15-year, because the rate when I first jumped in was 5.5,
Mm-hmm.
5.5, ended up being almost the same exact payment for a 15-year.
Sure.
So not only were we making equity when the mortgage payment was made, but we made a deal that we would each throw an additional $200 at the mortgage, regardless of us living there.
Oh.
So paid it off quicker.
Mm-hmm.
That then became a spark to go, let's buy another one. Let's buy another one. While we were also every 3 years buying another one and moving and retaining the one that we moved from. We ended up selling them all in 2019 and started flipping properties. But yeah, that kind of kicked off that awakening of, holy shit, anybody can actually do this.
Mhm.
I need a credit score. I need work history, and I need someone to advise me.
Sure.
Because I think the biggest, and you can kill that if it's up there still, the biggest downfall that first-time home buyers have. And JC, you can shed some light on this after I'm done, but we just experienced it with one of your clients. As soon as you mention you're buying a home, all of a sudden, everybody and their mother wants to give you advice.
Yeah.
They know everybody's the expert
Mhm.
on buying a home. Now's a good time. No, now's not a good time. And the rates are too high.
But TikTok said this.
It's absolutely.
Yeah.
JC, if you could shed some light on this last situation that I want to say they probably talked themselves out of buying.
Oh yeah, they came in super excited. They have their big dreams, but realistically, hey, based on what you can afford now, the home over here that you want, think long term in the future. Right now, start establishing your wealth, getting equity. And he said one thing is they were going to be the first people in both their families to ever own.
Correct.
That was their goal. So when I talked to him off call, whatever, and I said, it's an exciting time, getting them excited. Look, what you're doing right now for your future children, you're changing generational mindset.
Yes.
And for example, my parents, I knew nothing but owning. If you're going to rent, get your stuff together, but the goal is never to rent home. And whereas the mentality they came from, their parents were always renting. That was just what you did. And I said, look, your future kids right now, you're establishing mental wealth to them because now they're going to pass that generational knowledge and wealth on. But as they were buying, we had our conversation, they were saying, well, start asking all these questions. I'm like, let me guess, you're getting these questions from multiple family members, social media? I was like, yes. Well, my dad says this. Well, when they bought their house, or not my uncle, because the parents didn't. My uncle said this. Well, my cousin said he should go to a new build because I have a new build, not pre-owned. But I saw on TikTok that they were.
Yeah.
It's like, get off social media, quit, go find an expert. We hope you would continue to utilize us because what you're seeing online is fluff. You're seeing fluff. A lot of that stuff they're posting is actually illegal. CSPB can come knocking.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
But you're seeing the fluff, the lifestyle, and a lot of the information that you're seeing online is coming from California, New York. We're a different animal.
Yeah.
You're going to see, and they kept going there. So we kind of set some realistic, expectations. Talking to their realtor, then it's like he was telling them the same thing. They want to hear a different answer.
Correct. Yep.
So, but I was like, you can't wiggle your way out. And when it comes to buying home real estate, it's this way or no way.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, it's put a little delay in things. Whereas if they just put the phone down and listen to their lenders, their realtor, they can get into a home pretty quick.
Unfortunately, too, excuse me, sometimes they're just not supporters, and there's,
Sure.
feeding you a little bit of,
Yeah.
they don't want you to move up in life.
Well, one thing that you mentioned, JC, that I want to specifically hone in on is the concept of the generational mindset. And you are correct. My kids will not rent for very long. Why? Because I'm going to make damn sure that they know what it takes to buy a home and how important it is to start owning real estate. And I ain't going to give them shit. They're going to earn it.
Yeah. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, but if it's a temporary move, because even if it's a short time, maybe 1 to 3 years, then you start thinking, how much money did I get?
Oh, yeah.
Away?
Well, I'm glad that you were mentioning the journey too, because I rented for 10 years, man.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was out on my own very, very early.
Yep.
So, had my apartment, and it's funny because you were mentioning the apartment. I wanted the one that was next to the pool and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And we'd have poker games just like you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And, man, it started becoming tough. Then I rented my own home.
Okay.
And that's what kind of started changing my mind. But mostly it was like, man, dude, I could have gotten rid of a third of a mortgage already.
Right.
And what I started, realizing too, I don't know what your self-talk is like, but my self-talk is kind of gets pretty bad. But I didn't give myself too much flack because there was only like one other time in my life that I even qualified to buy a house, which is when we were back at Gold's. And I thought about it real quick. I was like, maybe I could buy like a 3-1,
Right.
or something like that. And I'm like, but those houses, they don't look all that great. It's like, I didn't realize the concept of, equity in the house and being able to do something with it later on, as far as flipping it into a better situation, or, obviously putting that equity into your next purchase. I wish I would have done that.
And there's one thing that I feel that is strongly unsaid, but definitely something that too many go through, which is giving an F about what other people think.
Definitely. Yeah.
So when it comes to actually seeing what you qualify for income wise, credit wise, down payment wise, it doesn't live up to the expectations of what they've had in their renting life. So they decide to continue to rent so that they can live this facade of this is what I've got and this is what I can do. When in fact, the real display of mindset, wealth, where you're going in life, all of those things is the ability to start building that wealth, the ability to start leveraging that wealth. And I think people get caught up in the idea of, and it's sad because I see so many credit reports there, you're renting and then you've got a $1,200 car payment.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
What the hell? What? For me, I just remember back in the day, I've always financed my cars. I've owned many cash, but my daily driver that is always whatever you guys have seen, the blue thing out there, stuff like that, has always been financed. At a certain point in time in my life, from the time I started financing a car till, God, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I didn't want a payment over $300. I didn't give a shit what it was, but my payment's not going over $300. So I want to buy a Mercedes. Great. That one's 600. You got a 2015 model? Yeah, great. That's 300. Bring it on type concept. That was just me. I thought I was cool enough to not have to have that in order for my friends to think I was cool. I don't know. So I think that helped.
You know what's funny? You are, and everybody is, but they just don't want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to keep up with the Joneses, and they want to, I think everybody works so hard. They want for people to see the fruits of their labor, you know? I'm picking up on the concept a lot of delayed gratification. Yeah. You know, especially when it comes to investing, your health, the way you look, things like that. The scale don't move when you want it to. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time too, you have to keep on going at it, man. I don't know if you saw the video that I did not too long ago, and I was saying everybody wants the Kevin McAllister house.
No,
they want that. They want that. You know, just straight to it, as opposed to that first one that you got. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's the one that catapulted to, you know, in a sense, to where you are now.
And that's I tell this story. So if you ever send me a borrower that is a first-time borrower, chances are I'm going to share this story with them, because when I meet with someone for the first time, that they, similar to both of your scenarios, to where, number one, they didn't even know that buying a house was next in their journey. They didn't know that they qualified. And if they did qualify, they didn't know how much. I share the journey of how I built my mini empire and how I went from $140,000 home, 0 down, got money back at closing, converted that to the first rental. Fast forward, we now live in a $2 million house. How did you do that? We leverage the equity constantly over and over and over and over. And people go, really? Like, no, yes. Look the shit up right now. We pay tons of taxes on it, but it is what it is. And that is our nest egg, so to speak, when the time comes for us to unload and we're good. But it took that journey, that sacrifice of going, okay, I live in the baddest apartment right now in the best part of town, overlooking one of the best pools where the parties go down, except
I got a pool table.
I had it made. I'm telling you, we had the badass big screen over the fireplace that was double-sided. It was sick. But I gave that up to start building that equity, because I knew that my dad was the first. I need to continue this moving forward. Even my grandparents type concept, they all bought. They didn't rent. I didn't know my grandparents to rent shit.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. So did you feel the pressure of living up to?
No. At that time, nope. Not at all. When it was time for me to buy, my parents weren't even involved in that. Okay. Gotcha. They were motivated. They motivated us to. I mean, if you can qualify, yeah, sure. Because when you fast forward to the second house that we bought, it was a relocation company. We were looking, it was time, the 3-year mark. And we didn't know at the time that it was only 2 years that you needed to be there to avoid those taxes. So we stayed 3. I found a house. It was listed for $400,000. And we were like, well, that seems like it's low for that price. And then all of a sudden one day we saw it drop to $350,000. And we're like, $50,000? So I called Austin Pantuso and said, I need you to go take me to see this house. I think something's going on with this. We've been watching it. And sure as shit, we lobbed them a 300 offer. Dude. And they took it. And we were like, what the heck? So as I go through that process, I had just switched from Chase Bank to being a mortgage. Oh, no. I just switched from being in the car business. 2012. No. 2012. When did I buy? 2010. Boop. Where was I? Oh, I had just switched from Chase Bank to the car business. So it was, you went from 60,000 W-2, this much commission, to 100% commission. Now you're making more, but unfortunately we can't count it because you haven't been there 2 years.
Exactly.
So it was like, oh my God, Dad, I've got an opportunity to buy a house with literally $100,000 in equity in it, but I need a cosigner. And he said, son, if you can't do it on your own, you can't do it.
Wow.
And I went, what the, like, dude, I will break you off half of this if this works out. He said, well, if you can't do it, then you can't do it.
Wow.
So I went to RBFCU and said, look, here's my situation. I just switched from this industry to that industry. I'm obviously making more money. I've got the down payment. What does it take? RBFCU said, we do portfolio loans.
Okay.
We look at your situation, but you've got to put 20% down. And I went, okay, 300. Whoa, 60 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's my life savings. I've put every penny into this account for years. And all of a sudden I've got to make a decision to part with that to make this happen. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Whoa.
60 grand. Bam. Let's go. So we bought that house, lived in it for 3 years. Fast forward. That one was one of the ones that we didn't convert to a rental. Why? Because we had so much equity in it. And sure enough, I think we netted about $200 and something thousand after living in it for 3 years.
I was going to say, did that 60 grand that you're going to cough over, like, did softening the blow, understanding that you were going to have 200 grand equity in the home?
1,000%. That's the reason why I was doing it.
Exactly.
Because at that time in my life, I was already making $100,000+.
Sure.
But every month I was fucking broke.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is happening?
So
I've got to start putting some money into this stuff besides the savings account that you know what I mean?
And man, I think this is where, Tony Robbins says these calculated risks in your life are what pay dividends.
Yes.
Obviously not just this risk of who knows what's going to happen, but something to where you're a little bit safe, but at the same time, you're pushing yourself to, get outside your comfort zone and do something.
Not too many people I know would have taken their savings and risked it on a house that I wasn't even flipping it. I just knew that was a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
That was an unheard of deal.
But you know what you did? You bet on yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You bet on
1000%.
yourself and your wife. And, I think that fortune favors the bold, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to make those risks in life, those calculated risks, of course, but at the same time of driving you forward.
Yes.
Because if you didn't do all that, I mean, you could still be living in an apartment with the pool. I mean,
back to life, man. That's so true. That is so true.
But
many are.
Yeah. But I was going to say, but at the same time though, when you live that life, you want something more and more and more. And I don't think there's anything bad with that if you're obviously trying to extract the potential that you have, because when you start kind of hitting those levels in life, you definitely start feeling that sense of, man, what else can I do?
Yep.
What else can I do? What else can I do? I didn't think, I would be in the position that I'm in now with a lot of things, but one of the things that always rings in my mind is that next thing. What else?
In addition to that,
that's actually one second. I'm sorry.
Go, no.
One of the things that I was going to ask you is kind of going off on a tangent, but what is it that you think about people that they're not inquisitive about where, like,
I don't think it's a lack of inquisition. I don't think that. I think it is a pride thing.
Okay.
Number one, because they don't want to know the truth and they're self-diagnosing to their own truth versus what it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Two, they think somebody's going to judge them versus give them the advice that it takes to get this accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
A mortgage lender, because most of us, we're not paying cash for our houses. So you're going to come in contact with a mortgage lender.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference between moving forward, seeing the advantages, that not being just the first house that you buy, is the complexity and how much time that mortgage lender spends with you up front.
Mm-hmm.
The more that mortgage lender asks questions and listens to be able to formulate the advice that they're about to give you, that paints the picture of the future. Like, hey, you realize that this is possible and it actually takes this to get to this.
Sure.
You're not going to one day wake up and make $1 million. Sorry.
Right.
I don't care how long you work. There's taxes, there's expenses, all of the things, but you damn sure can sit back and continue to make your mortgage payment. And that turns into 200 at some point in time. You make them even more, it turns into 200, 300 faster. Then once you go into the idea of, wait a minute, that equity, I can pull that out to go and do something else with and still keep this property.
That's the part that's actually the part that I'm talking about. I feel that a lot of people think that we just keep on preaching, hey man, you need to be a homeowner.
Right.
That's it. It's over.
Sure.
But I love talking about the next step.
Yeah.
Why I want you to become a homeowner. It's not necessarily just because obviously having something is better than renting
Absolutely.
something just right off the bat. But at the same time, when you tap into that equity for your home equity loan, HELOC, whatever it may be, or to start your own business,
Absolutely.
that's what I want you to realize.
Yes.
That the first way to financial independence is owning your home for a lot of us.
But in many cases, you as the professional, us as the professional, isn't able to give that advice because we don't listen. Shut the hell up and listen to your customer. They're telling you what they're trying to accomplish and what matters, what makes them tick, etc. So I don't want to go over. So we will finish this with final thoughts. Tell me one thing that you learned from your experience of buying your first home that maybe would help somebody in their journey as they decide to kick it off. Zach, you start.
Ooh, I was gonna say I need some time on that one. I don't shoot it right to me. I don't know. I'd say owning a home. What I kick myself in the butt with still to this day is that I thought that was a thing you do later in life.
Yeah,
as an older guy.
Okay,
it wasn't even on my mind.
That's right.
I help out countless. I won't call them kids, but they'll be 21, 22, and I'm helping them get these really nice houses, and I'm just like, what the hell was wrong with me?
Yeah.
All those years wasted. Yeah. So I mean, if I can give any advice, it's look into it. Talk to a lender.
That's right.
Just see where you're at.
Yeah.
It might be just exactly what you're paying right now. Instead of throwing that money away, you're actually going to have a home.
Yeah. And I'll add to that. Maybe it's a situation to where you hit a realization that you're paying way too much for what you have. And you probably should kind of get back into your lane and pay what you're supposed to be paying. That gets you to the next phase of your life, the next chapter in your journey, that kind of concept.
I would even bet that most times that is the situation.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
How about you, Matt?
Man, what I always think to myself is, I wish I would have done this sooner.
Yeah.
I always say that to myself. Like I said, I rented for 10 years.
Right.
So, man, I think about the equity. Oh, I did a video on that too. I kind of calculated what I would have put over to my eventual home. My payment would have ended up being like $1,200 for the house that I'm in now. And it's like, man, that's the price of apartments nowadays, single bedroom apartments. So I think the sooner you do it, the better. Obviously look into it the way that Zach said, inquire. And at the same time, I think you're a lot closer than what you think.
Absolutely.
Many times.
It's not, I don't know if there's like a mentality that it's cheaper to rent. It's not.
Yeah.
And I don't really know.
Especially like programs that you're talking about.
Yeah.
USDA still
absolutely still exists. Still one of the best programs other than VA. You are correct.
Yeah, definitely. VA, USDA. Kind of piggybacking off of what you're saying. I sold a home to one of my clients, and I was just in awe of this kid, man, because 19 years old, he's in the military, brand new baby. He's got himself a Hemi, like brand new family. Bought himself a $260,000 home, and I'm like,
you're standing there in his shadow.
I'm like, bro, you're gonna be my age, in 18 years, and you can.
This will be halfway gone.
Not only that,
paid off.
Not only that, but he's gonna retire.
Yes.
When you're my age right now, bro, I was saying to him, dude, I salute to you, brother.
And I think that is not done enough.
Sure.
Give the people their applause.
Oh, man,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So it was a referral from his mother to me. And I told her, man, you have to be so proud of this kid. And I'm just in awe of him. And he's got such a good head on his shoulders. Real respectful kid.
Sure.
And I mean, the kids nowadays, man, most of them, I'm just like, I don't know what they're all about, So, man, to see him, it made me feel great. And it was a breath of fresh air. And I was like, man, dude, this kid's on his way.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me today on this discussion. We unveiled quite a bit, and we got pretty what is it called? Honest in this.
Definitely.
And I'm hoping that it can help someone. It's not going to change somebody's mind or anything like that, but it is hopefully going to help the mindset and perspective of stepping into our shoes and experiencing, and also knowing that shit didn't come easy for us either.
Right.
You know,
Right.
well, maybe for Zach.
No, man. And before we wrap it up, dude, I just wanted to thank you
Yes.
reaching out to me, man. And it's not, like I said, it's not often that somebody excels and looks back and reaches down and says, hey, man, I put it out there that I wanted to start my podcast. And you were like, dude, let me help you. And I really, really appreciate it, man. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
No,
Thank you.
absolutely. And I meant that. That wasn't intended to be some kind of, had you not ever said that, I'm still going to help you, you know?
Yeah. And because you helped out Matt, you know the way we work.
That's
he
right.
threw me in.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, ladies, gents out there, we truly appreciate you continuing to like and subscribe and follow and share, and get something out of these discussions. As always, my goal and my commitment to you is to continue to bring experts that share transparently with what their journeys are, their experiences are, their opinions, without a filter. And I hope that you guys continue to get some value out of this. Guys, thanks again. Truly
Thank you.
great
Thank you, brother.
discussion.
Mhm.
And for those of you out there, thanks for helping us get to 40,000. Next step, 50,000. But until then, we will catch you on the next one.
At the end of every day, look at yourself in the mirror and ask, did I get better today? Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better. If you do that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how much better will you be? Are you getting better every single day? That's the real question. And it all comes down to taking small steps. You don't have to accomplish everything in one day or even 1 week. Just focus on getting a little better every single day.
I was at a conference in Las Vegas and literally bumped into this lady.
Get out of here.
I'm not even joking. And she was like, are you here for the conference? I'm like, absolutely. I'm a mortgage lender, blah, 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 blah. I just got my own branch, yada, yada. I was on the top of the world.
She was there for
She's-
the conference as well.
She was the coach.
Oh, wow.
And she said, have you ever considered coaching? And I went, no, no, I didn't. Why would I need a coach?
You're like, I don't
And
play
she
sports. I don't-
sold me right then and there. It was like, okay, yeah, you're right. When you get back, give me a holler, yada, yada, yada. And fast forward, she's still to this day.
That's exactly what this
Yeah.
dude's doing right now.
Uh-huh.
So with fitness.
Because if you look at any great person,
Sure.
they've got a coach.
Oh, for sure.
Any great person.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, JC, go to the show already. You can kill them. I can edit this stuff out.
We've been recording live and off the.
Oh,
preview.
perfect. The idea of every great person
Mhm.
that you know, that I know, they have a coach.
Sure.
Matter
Absolutely.
of fact, as you get higher in your success, whatever you define success as,
Mhm.
you tend to get coaches for specific things. You now have a nutritionalist. You now have a this. You now have a that. A business coach, a life coach, whatever the case.
Mm.
Because the investment in itself has given that return to be able to reinvest into the same concept in a different aspect of your life, I would imagine.
Makes sense.
I'm not at that point yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
I've
sure.
got a coach that she's a business coach, but I try and apply her everything to everything, just like you said.
Got it.
And it's true.
Awesome.
It's true. I mean, you've talked to Steve Collins.
Definitely.
You've talked to Art Fernandez. They're legit.
For sure.
They're legit.
Yeah, you get out of those meetings as well and you feel like
JJ Reyna. I mean,
Yeah.
all of that is like, yes, they are repeating a lot of things, but everything that they're talking about is accurate as hell.
Mhm.
And for many people, it's some of the first time that they've ever heard that,
Sure.
whatever it was.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I kind of equate that to like reading a book, you know,
I
like,
can't fucking read. So
or listening to an audio. You know, I'm doing audiobooks a lot now, but I hear the same concepts.
That don't count.
That doesn't count, right? What's it called? It had the same concepts involved in them, but at the same time, just like
I've read all of those books.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And you would say that there some of the same similar themes are in there
For the most part, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, for the most part. That's why at a certain point, yes, you continue to read for staying sharp and learning new things, but it's all kind of the same concept rolled into different people's perspective.
Sure.
The other way that I've learned, a big way that I've learned, is gotten into different rooms, people that are much better than me, much smarter than me. And it doesn't intimidate me in the slightest. I have no problem saying, I don't know. You know what I mean? I have no problem saying that.
Yeah.
Now, the shit that I do know, I'm going to tell you with conviction because it's what I believe.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Well, you're on the other side of that sometimes because people are entering in your room and that's your wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying?
I am not, I'm
Like
not naive.
I'm doing
I'm
today.
not naive to think that.
Yeah. Like I'm doing
think
today. You know?
Otherwise, correct. So therefore, that's why I'm sharing. You're asking.
Yeah.
What I've found in this life thus far is if you seek it, like we were talking about,
Yeah.
you'll find it. And what I mean by that is there is no successful entrepreneur, successful millionaire, 100,000aire, whatever, that's unwilling to share their journey and how they got there. Because most people don't ask them that. They don't ask them behind the scenes. It's always, I see what the finished product looks like.
For
and
sure.
that's not how we fucking got there. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That is not how we got there at all. Yeah. Anywho.
I walked in here and I was telling him that I put out that reel of me saying that I'm going to start the podcast or whatnot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And up until then, I would just tell you through my brother, close friends or whatnot, but I never put it out there because I was like, just
Then you'll be held accountable. You know,
Exactly.
You're on
Now-
a time frame.
Now you've got
Exactly.
an accountability partner.
Yeah.
and that's exactly why I did
Yeah.
it, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and announce it or whatever. Well, Mark saw that and he was like, "You're gonna come on my podcast."
Damn
And I was
right.
like,
You're
man,
damn right.
yeah, it's like the universe is conspiring for you to get it done as long as you're asking for it and going out there and getting it.
Seek
Matt,
it and it shall.
so
That's
Mark,
it,
Matt
man.
Matt hit me up and told me when you first reached out to him and he was like, "What do you think?" I was like, "What do you mean? What do you think?" And that sounds freaking amazing, dude. I was like, "You need to go ahead and take that." Like, I don't really understand. What
I
we're
don't
questioning
understand what
here.
you're asking me. Yeah, right?
Well, you know what though, Mark? Speaking of being willing to help people out, do you notice that there are a lot of people that aren't willing to help people out? You know what
No.
I'm saying? Like, especially it's you. You said a good one. You said, "Well, you asked," but I didn't. You reached out to me. I can't tell you how many times somebody has reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, can I help you?" Because that doesn't really exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody's not going to just go out of their way and say, "Hey, man, I think you could do better," or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you out. They got their own shit going on.
Well, it's
You know
kind of
what I'm saying?
like a rub your back, rub my back type thing. You know, they're gonna reach out to you, but in like a mutual way.
Yeah,
Not just I'm just gonna help you.
for sure.
And it
Yeah,
shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
And what you'll find is whoever that person is that is unwilling ain't the real fucking deal.
Right.
Sorry.
Very true.
Sorry. There's
Very
a
true.
lot of people, and it's very easy today to fake the funk.
The white thing.
Hey.
They were in the way.
Yeah, you'll find really quickly that it is easy today in age to fake it. The idea of fake it till you make it, I use that. I'm not too proud to say I absolutely walked the walk before I was able to talk the talk. But I didn't lie. I never lied to people because I knew that I wanted to be in it for the long term.
Sure.
I was coming from, I'm talking mortgage now. I was coming from the auto industry, making great money as a way too young.
What year?
I got into this business in 2012. So that had to have been
Jeez.
2011, beginning of 2012 and the end of 2010.
So you're an old school car dog. You were like the ones, the guys who taught us when we were selling cars.
I sold cars for 2 weeks and they promoted me to finance manager.
Get out of here.
Toyota
Oh
Bernie.
my God.
Yeah.
Where did you sell?
At Toyota Bernie.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
I went and
a
applied
place.
at Mercedes-Benz. A buddy of mine, Jeff Alfars, said, "Come apply over here. You're making 60 grand over there at the bank." Like, dude,
Yeah.
come make some real money. Like, well, okay, let's go. Went and applied in my suit and bow tie, Mercedes-Benz. They were like, "Well, we're sorry. You don't have any experience." So I literally walked next door to Toyota Bernie
You're like, I'm already
and
dressed.
Gino Damali was
No
like,
way. Okay.
So, Papa, how much money you make right now, Papa? How many bills do you have? Fuck, you need more bills, man.
Bro, that's what they used to tell me. They used to tell me that same thing, man.
Yep.
They were like,
I went in there and started using Facebook and Craigslist to sell cars within the first week, and it was working. And
I bet you were like the trailblazer doing that at
absolutely.
that time.
Well, think
you were
about
like
the same concept.
Yeah, exactly.
2012, I got in mortgage. I applied the same thing that I learned in the car business
For
to
sure.
mortgage.
Gotcha.
I was one of the first ones in 2012 to post the closing picture. Didn't even have the key at that time,
For sure.
but nobody was doing it. You can go back on my social media all the way to 2012.
Mm-hmm.
After I got in, 60 days later, I had my first closing. It was like, let's take a picture.
Yeah.
Let's put it on Facebook. You
Yeah.
want to be friends on Facebook to my buyer?
Mm-hmm.
And we're still friends to this
I
day.
think I still have mine.
Where were we in 2012?
I think I was at Southway and you were at Nissan, right? Or something like that. Where were you at?
Nissan? Yeah, you probably.
You sold cars too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's kick this off. This is going to be fun.
Hey, we
I think,
didn't.
I think he's been.
I never
He's
got
been
like.
recording, but give me a
So-
clap so I
so-
can introduce.
So this is what I want mine to be like. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That this is exactly what I want.
Go to my view and check to see if his hands are in here because I don't want to change that.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Just
You're
keep my hands down.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Yeah, if you just keep that arm down,
That's cool.
if you can remember to do that.
Oh, this.
What's happening? Is it because of the table?
What?
Why are we keeping our? Do we have to have?
No, it's just this view right here.
no.
His hand was getting in
Oh.
the shot.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what's happening?
Did I new high score? Okay, JC, give me a clap. Let's kick this thing off.
All right. Real Estate AF podcast. Looks like we're going to do a little more than real estate. Yeah. In 3, 2, 1.